Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Sonic the Hedgehog action figures. Now, I was at Walmart earlier this week, just looking for some usual items, and I came across these small Sonic figures, and they caught my attention. Mainly because they looked like something I could kind of use in my office, decorate my decks with, and just my office space. I've been trying to, just add a little more color or personality to my office. And I figured these little Sonic figures would be right on target. And it's interesting though, because when I came across them, there were a lot of them, and it almost looked like they were like in a big kind of sale, kind of almost like a clearance section, but it wasn't the clearance, but they just had a lot of these. So they had them from, the more classic Sonic variations through the more, modern Sonic characters. So I, of course, went with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, who were the three Sonic characters I'm most familiar with from the franchise. Of course, growing up as a huge Sonic fan back in the 16-bit days of the Sega Genesis. So I have very fond memories of Sonic Hedgehogs 1 through 3, Sonic and Knuckles. That was pretty much the peak of my Sonic fandom, and of course with the Game Gear titles as well. I never got into or really had opportunity to play the Sonic, the next generation Sonic series, Sonic Adventure, and even like through the current Sonic games today. I hear about them, but when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, my heart will always be in the 16-bit era, and I always enjoy watching retrospective videos, especially by there's a really incredible YouTuber. His name is King K, and he does a lot of incredible retrospect videos on classic video games, but his retrospect series on Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. I know he did one on Sonic. I think he did one. It was Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles. So Sonic 1, 2, and Sonic and Knuckles, which was really Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog. The original full Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was envisioned to be everything that was in Sonic, the American version of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. But that's a whole different topic. But suffice to say, I am a huge classic Sonic fan. I grew up collecting Sonic Hedgehog comic books. I have some Sonic t-shirts. So Sonic has always held a special place in my heart. So without further ado, we're going to get into these figures, and let's just see what they're all about. Excuse me, hopefully with too much coughing going on. First up, we have the classic Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, this is Sonic from the 90s, early 90s. Sonic with the chili dog. And if you were a fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books and watched the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon series from the 90s, the chili dog was one of Sonic's favorite dishes. You really did not get that in the video games as far as that. The history of him and the chili dogs, but if you grew up watching the Sonic cartoon and reading the comics, then you will know that Sonic and chili dogs go hand in hand. And this is his classic I want to say the word persona, classic style. This is not, they have a more sleek one of the more modern Sonic style with the more green eyes, and really the style that's been in vogue with Sonic since the Dreamcast days. So we're going to see how easy these are to open up. And as we see the back of the pack, we see the other figures in this series. So we see Amy Rose, Rhinobot, Ray, and Super Shadow. And you may need some scissors because I see there's a little strip kind of. Hopefully, we're not going to damage anything. And I think there's one above the chili dog right there. And that should be a pretty easy, yep. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and take out all of them, and then maybe not. Maybe we won't be able to examine them too much side by side because they're kind of hard to stand up. But we see, the Sonic classic, trying to get a good shot in this camera, like it's a little blurry. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, so we see Sonic. These figures have articulation, so pretty good. You can pose them, and you can see the shoes. Actually, you can pose the shoes all the way around the feet, the legs, so that's good. Then we have, we can put the chili dog closer to his mouth, but pretty good figure, good posability for a small figure. And as you see the back, just love that classic Sonic spikiness in the hair. And we see the bottom. So, not bad. Not bad at all. I like that. So we're just going to put that back here. It may not stay up, but hey, we'll do what we can do. Up next we have Miles Tails Prower, aka Tails, Sonic's trusty sidekick since the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 days. And looks like we're having a little more trouble getting him out of here. Actually, that didn't work at all. I thought I had yep. And we're gonna do the same over here. And actually, let me. Okay, had to take it away for a little bit to get the. Okay. Oh, okay, that's not serious. Okay, so the tail is, just discovered something. The tail is removable, which is pretty cool. So it looks like we can put that tail right back. Yeah, goes right back in there like a glove. So yeah, we have Tails, Sonic trusty sidekick, who has also been featured. He's just been one of the best. He's also been featured in a lot of his, actually some Tails solo games. There was a Tails game on the Game Gear. I was watching actually a video by Gaming Historian, who also does some very great Sonic retro videos and great videos across the board. He's one of the best, video game YouTubers out there as far as, really video game history. But he did a piece on Sonic Game Gear titles, and I think it was called Tails Sky Patrol. It was one of the more highly regarded Sonic games, Game Gear games of that era. And now, last but not least, we have Knuckles. And Knuckles, in the 90s, it was on the 90s, but, when Knuckles came aboard, he was definitely I think the coolest character in the Sonic universe, because if you remember, and looks like this is a little more tighter, this packaging. Let's see if I can, yeah. I'm not trying to cut looks like this is kind of tighter than the last one. Maybe I can maneuver the hand, well, let's see. I think we can cut it this way pretty simply. But oh my goodness, wow. But the first appearance of Knuckles was in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And if you remember that game, he was kind of like the anti-hero. He started out being, really a bad guy, and then ended up becoming a good guy. And then we Sonic and Knuckles, which was released in I think that was the summer of 1994. That was a revolutionary, groundbreaking game where you could control Sonic or Knuckles, fully playable character. And also, when you put in the Sonic 3 and Sonic 2 cartridges, you could play Knuckles, which in those games, which was just absolutely groundbreaking. And when you attach the Sonic 3 cartridge to the Sonic and Knuckles cart, it was the lock-on technology, the only Sega game to do that. No other game has had lock-on technology during that era. But when you put a Sonic 3 cartridge in, you got the full Sonic the Hedgehog 3 experience as the developers fully intended, through multiple zones and incredible just secrets, and the supersonic hyper Knuckles. It was just an incredible, it was without a doubt the definitive 16-bit Sonic gaming experience, the true Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So again, Knuckles has been a major character in the franchise ever since. Knuckles the Echidna. Growing up, I was pronouncing his name like all kinds of wrong. I was butchering it, but years later, found out he was probably called Knuckles the Echidna. We see of course, his distinctive locks and Knuckles, and the red, yellow, green boots. And there you go. And I guess Tails is going to stay off for the time being. Let's see if we can get it back on for one final, but yeah, let's turn it up that way. But yeah, so here you go. The three major characters of the Sonic franchise. They have been in the through all the variations of the game. These are the franchise over the decades. These have been the three most consistent, most enduring characters, and three of the most enduring characters in video game history. So again, just a brief video. Hope you like these figures. I'm going to put these in my office tomorrow. So looking forward to that. And again, just thank you for watching this video. Thank you for checking out my last video about the Rock unboxing. And like I said, just thank you for your support. I have more things on the way, so just stay tuned and I will talk to you again after a while.